Quiz Bowl Super Bowl game. My name is Terry Wirkus. Glad to have you folks with us. Tonight we have Lacrosse Logan and Lacrosse Central in our Super Bowl competition. Let's begin by meeting our teams. First, our squad from Central.
Ted Blank, sophomore. Rob Rasmussen, senior.
Paul Motivan, senior.
Derek Kong, senior.
Alternate with us this evening, Linda Dahlke. Not able to be with us as an alternate, Dave Eagle. And coaches from Central, David Whiteley and David Luthi. Now here's our team from Logan.
Owen Behrens, junior.
Denny, senior.
Mark Bacalar, senior.
Don Barkoskas, freshman.
And we have our coach, Diane Gebhardt, assistant coach, Steve Dufferin, and alternates with us here in the studio, Karen Kyle and Max Spalding, and not able to be with us, Nate Bongmore. And with us from St. Mary's of Minnesota, the Winona campus. That's absolutely correct, right? Because you have a campus up in the Twin Cities as well?
And Rochester.
And Rochester. Dr. Paul Freschel of the math department. Good to see you, sir. Pretty exciting night, huh?
Yes, I dressed up.
You dressed for the occasion. You look dapper.
Thank you.
Tension is in the air. Two fine teams. It's going to be an exciting game. We'll be back with it right after this break.
Hi, I'm Tony Piscatello, Vice President for Admission. The $3,000 in scholarships St. Mary's College makes available each week to high Quiz Bowl schools is just a small part of the scholarship money we provide. From the dozens of scholarships we offer, just one of these, the Thomas Moore Scholarship, was awarded to more than 10% of this year's freshmen. Good students, supported by good scholarships, are two reasons St. Mary's College is a natural place to learn.
Did you know that nonprofit organizations can earn money for trips, uniforms, equipment, and more at Red and White? They can. By collecting the labels of quality Red and White brand products, participating Red and White grocers will pay 3 cents for each label collected and turned in. It's that easy. And those collecting labels will enjoy the high-quality Red and White brand products delivered. So register your nonprofit organization at a Red and White food store and start collecting today. The Red and White Label Redemption Program. It's money in the bank.
The bowl game is here. We're all set for it. Paul, I want to go through what will happen if we end up in the tie.
Okay.
If the final score is in a tie, we will ask 1 minute extra of simply our yellow toss-up questions, our 10-point toss-ups. There won't be any bonuses then in that minute extra round. We'll simply ask the toss-ups. Then hopefully, at the end of that extra minute of overtime play, we'll have determined our winner. Our questions have been authenticated by Reader's Digest, and you, sir, have checked with your colleagues at St. Mary's, and everything looks shipshape. The decision of our judge will be final. Let's begin our Super Bowl game. Teams, the Republic of the Marshall Islands added 4 silvers to the 2 gold medals that he won at the Seoul Olympics. 4 silver coins depicting him in the jackknife, twister, and back dives. For 10 points, name this honored U.S. diver. Nee Logan.
Greg Louganis.
That's correct. For 10 points, and we'll go to the bonuses for you. Remember the Alamo? Well, if you do, Logan, you can get 10 points each on this 30-point potential. In which Texas city is it located?
San Antonio.
Within 5 years, when did it fall to Santa Ana?
1848.
No, I'm sorry, I can't accept that. 1831 to 1841 would have been accepted. 1836 was the exact year. So finally, the third part of the question, under and for what flag were the defenders of the Alamo fighting?
The Texas Republic flag.
They were fighting for Mexico. Give you 10 points. Teams, an estimated 10,000 residents are leaving the fragrant harbor every year now, mainly for the more securely capitalistic environs of Canada and the U.S. Fragrant harbor is the literal translation of, for 10 points, what soon-to-be Chinese city? Blank Central.
Hong Kong.
That's right. 10 points and a 20-point potential for Central. A tree frog is an amphibian, and a tree snake is a reptile. For 5 points apiece, is each of the following a plant, a bird, an insect, or a mammal? First, tree hopper.
Insect.
Tree creeper.
Mammal.
That's a bird. How about a tree mallow?
Mammal.
That's a plant. And finally, the tree runner.
Mammal.
That's a bird.
Oh.
So he can give you 5. Well, teams, there was a sharp increase in journalism school enrollments in the latter 1970s, in no small part because of a 1974 bestseller, which glamorized investigative journalism. For 10 points, name this book by Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein. Kong, Central.
All the President's Men.
That's 10 points. Here's a 20-point bonus for Central. The Reagan-Gorbachev summit way back brought world attention to Iceland for the first time since 1972. For 10 points each, What world championship took place there back in 1972, Central?
Chess championship?
That's right, Fischer-Spassky match. And second, 70% of Iceland's foreign exchange earnings comes from the sale of what?
Fish.
Fish is correct, 20 points. Well, teams unlike El Cap's schmooze, they couldn't be cooked in any way to make them tasty, although the Dutch certainly tried. Gourmets may have celebrated their extinction back in 1681. For 10 points, what was this ill-tasting, flightless bird of Maurice Bachelar's, Logan?
The dodo bird.
That's the dodo. 10 points and a 30-point bonus. The religious head of the Church of England, Logan, bears the title of Archbishop, while the Catholic Church is headed by the Pope. For 15 points each, what religious title is borne by the head of the Greek Orthodox Church?
The Archbishop.
He's a patriarch. How about the Coptic Church?
The Archbishop.
That's a pope. Teams, he had only a grade school education and was, according to John Adams, too illiterate, unread, and unlearned for his station. For 10 points, who was this knee, Logan?
Thomas Jefferson.
No, that's not correct, Central. For 10 points, who was this presiding officer at the 1787 Constitutional Convention? Blank.
George Washington?
That's 10 points. Here's a 20-point potential. Oh, pardon me. I didn't catch that. I'm sorry. We'll can't give you the 10 points. We'll continue on with another 10-point toss-up. In 1923, it had a sea coast on the Black Sea, while today its only coasts are on the Mediterranean, Ionian, and Aegean seas. For 10 points, teams, what country is this? Motovan, Central.
Turkey.
No, that's not correct. Logan, knee.
Greece.
Greece is correct for 10 points and a 20-point bonus. Except for a temporary shift to allow for the admission of Alaska and Hawaii, Logan, the number of senators in Congress has remained constant since 1961. The number of representatives having remained constant since 1913. For 20 points, how many members of Congress are there?
535.
535 is correct. 100 senators plus 435 representatives. That's good for 20 points. Well, teams, a man sleeping for 8 hours is the entire substance and subject of the avant-garde film Sleep. Its creator is more famous, however, for his silk screens of soup cans and Marilyn Monroe. Blank, Central.
Andy Warhol?
We'll give you 10 points for Andy Warhol and a 20-point bonus. About 24 galaxies make up what is known as the local group, Central. For 10 points apiece, name the 2 largest galaxies in our local group.
Milky Way and Andromeda?
Correct. All 20 points. He ran unsuccessfully for both the Senate and the House teams. Undaunted, he ran for president and was soundly defeated by Ulysses S. Grant. For 10 points, who was this crusading newspaperman? Famous knee, Logan.
Horace Greeley.
That's 10. 25-point bonus. Historically, its commercial power has always been out of all proportion to its size. And even today, this nation is headquarters to such multinational giants as Unilever, Norelco, and Shell Petroleum. For 25 points, what European monarchy is this?
The Netherlands.
That's 25 points. In NBC's Cheers, Sam rather spectacularly failed to woo Miss Chambers. For 10 points, what fat knight knee Logan?
Don Quixote.
No, that's not correct. Central. What fat knight even more spectacularly failed to woo Mistress Page and Mistress Ford in Shakespeare's The Merry Wives of Windsor? Blank.
Falstaff?
That's correct. Here's a 20-point bonus. I'll read you a list of 5 modern languages. And for 20 points, you tell me which one is not a member of the Indo-European language group. The 5 are Dutch, Albanian, Afrikaans, Hungarian, and Hindi.
Albanian.
No, that's not correct. Hungarian would have been the correct answer. Neil Armstrong was the first man to set foot on the moon, teams. Well, for 10 points, name either of his knee Logan.
Algernon Collins.
Correct. 30-point bonus for Logan. Muhammad Ali has a lifetime professional record of 55-4. For 10 points apiece, name any 3 of the 4 boxers who ever defeated him.
Spinks. Frazier. And Foreman.
Frazier, Spinks correct. Ken Norton and Larry Holmes also defeated him, so we can only give you 20 points. Imelda Marcos is famous for her shoes, and Federico Fellini for his films. For 10 points, teens, what famous Fellini film shares its name with Mrs. Marcos' shoe size? Knee, Logan.
10.
No, Central. Motivans.
7.
8 1/2. The central portion of this democratic and popular republic is divided between the Great Western Erg and the Great Eastern Erg. For 10 points, name the sizable North African nation, the only one to border both Libya and Morocco. Motivon, Central.
Albania.
No, that's not correct. Knee, Logan. Knee, Logan.
Tunisia.
No, that's not correct either. Algeria, the correct answer. That buzzer means we've reached the conclusion of our first half of a great High Quiz Bowl Super Bowl. Be back to check on that score right after the short break.